I picked these up only for the story, I swear to God. Hey guys, Jagarico here, and I am actually leaving home for a new semester of the school year. So I thought it'd be a pretty fun idea to show off my manga collection. I just have these books laying around, and I wanted to share some of my favorites with you guys. I'll try not to be too long with them because I have a bunch of books, but I'll try and keep it short and sweet. And I won't go in any particular order. I'll just go anyway I have them lined up. So here we go. So first up we have Attack on Titan. Everyone's pretty familiar with this, and this list right here kills me inside. It aches my soul. I don't really have a lot of these. I just only have these three. I remember when season 3 first came out, or what was about to come out, I picked up these books to try and familiarize myself with it. So this is pretty cool. But my mom actually saw that I collect manga, so she went to Five Below and she got this for me as a gift, which is very thoughtful. But why is this here? Why did they print out their own thing to have Five Below exclusive? It's not even a Five Below exclusive. What makes this so special that they are like, oh yeah, it's Five Below. You can only get this at Five Below. I can walk into any bookstore and get this. Get volume 1 of Attack on Titan. It's not even that rare. It's not even the golden cover of One Piece or whatever. So yeah, that's Attack on Titan. Up next we have Die Dark by Q Hayashida. If you know Q Hayashida, she has also done the famous manga Dorohedoro, which is I actually really love, and I'm actually still slowly but steadily working my way through Dorohedoro. But Die Dark, basically the gist is that this guy, his name is Spaghetti Meatball, I'm pretty sure, and he has these bones. And he has bones, and people are trying to hunt him for his bones, so they can grant any wish that they want, because his bones grant wishes. But he's also badass and a killer. I actually haven't finished this. I forgot to mention that some of the manga that I haven't read yet, because I just collect them for collecting them, and I will eventually read them all. I will eventually read them all. I don't just have them sitting on the shelf, but I will read them all one day. But Die Dark, go check it out if you like Dorohedoro. And you know what? Why don't we talk about Dorohedoro right now? And here we are. We have the first 3 volumes of Dorohedoro. This manga is really cool, very gritty, very violent, but also very quirky, funny, and stuff. Basically about this guy. His name's Kaimon. He has a lizard head, and he works with Nakaido, who's over here, to try and change his head back to normal. He also has amnesia, so he's trying to find that. But it's really cool. I found this out when Netflix came out with the anime, the 12-episode anime of Dorohedoro, and I really enjoyed it. And it's really criminal that they don't have a season 2 or any announcement of that. So I decided I'll just slowly but surely collect the manga and just read it. Now we have FLCL Omnibus Fooly Cooly, the manga, which is very different from the 6-episode anime. But I really like the art style. It's really cool. And I just wanted to pick this up because I didn't know FLCL had a manga. But I do prefer the anime, and the anime does still continue to be one of my top favorites with only 6 episodes, which is very, very good. You guys should really give it a watch. But yeah, Fooly Cooly. Up next we have Komi Can't Communicate. I heard about this manga on the internet, and I saw the girl Komi before, but I didn't really know who she was, and I just saw her through memes. So I heard the anime was getting announced, so I just decided to pick it up, and you could see I have an alarming amount of them for some reason, but it's a pretty cute manga. I'm not gonna lie, and for some reason I do think it works better like as a manga for some reason than the anime. That's just me. I feel like that's just me. They still did a stellar job with the anime. Yeah, Komi can't communicate. Up next we have Mob Psycho 100, only one volume, and this is a great anime, great characters, great animation, great story. I love this little guy. You probably saw in my previous videos, and I remember finding out about the manga, and I didn't realize that one himself actually like drew all this. So I was pretty taken aback seeing these drawings, which I thought was like, I thought it would be like One Punch Man with like that level of art, but I didn't realize that this was all him. And then he took Yusuke Murata to do the art for One Punch Man. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I do want to collect the rest of these. I really enjoy these. Then we have 3 My Hero Academia volumes. I know. Just let me talk for a second. I remember getting these two. It's like another Attack on Titan situation. The new season was like just starting, or whatever. Or there was a story arc that I just couldn't wait for. So I just picked these 2 up, so I can just read ahead and stuff. And it's really cool. And I just have one because like I don't know, just like volume 1. You gotta love have volume 1 of a series. And I really like Kohei Horikoshi Sensei. But I really enjoy his art. I think that's one of the things that drew me in for the manga and the anime. And I didn't realize before how much stuff like he crams in one page. It has like that like early like shonen stuff, like the One Piece and like Dragon Ball, that there's like so much information on one page, so much art, so much dialogue, that it's just like a lot to like read. But the art, it's not that big of a deal. That's just me. I just realized how much like stuff, like comparing to like Chainsaw Man or like Dan to Dan, which I have coming up later, it really emphasizes like a lot of like the art and like the action, and like the dialogue is like more like spread out. But yeah, I got these 3. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Up next we have another 3 volume group here. We got One Punch Man 1, 2, and 3. I was thinking of reading this series. Of course I watched it back when it came out, like all the way in like 2016, I want to say maybe. But I heard some stuff about the manga that like it like later that it differentiates, and like a lot of people don't like it. They either like it or don't like it. But I think it's still pretty cool. I haven't read up to that or anything, but I usually just get it to look through Yusuke Murata's art, because all of these are like stellar. Like I really like looking through it and just seeing all these like crazy like 2-page spreads of like Saitama going crazy and stuff and all that jazz. But yeah, One Punch Man, it's pretty cool. Now we have You're a kid now, you're a squid now. Sorry. But yeah, the Splatoon manga, I just picked this up on a whim because I just saw it and I was like a little kid, and I'm like, oh my god, Splatoon, Nintendo. Very kid friendly, very happy-go-lucky, little funny, but like I read this one and I got halfway like through this one and I didn't finish reading it because it's just kind of like, it's just Splatoon, it's just Turf War, it's just Splatoon. And now we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, more specifically Golden Wind. I only have 1 and 3. Golden Wind and Diamond is Unbreakable might be my favorite parts. But yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is probably one of my top favorite animes of all time. And well, if you're asking, oh, it's your favorite anime, how come you don't have more of the manga? And I don't really know. I feel like for JoJo, I would like to stick with like the anime more than to read ahead and read the manga, because I don't know, I like JoJo is one of those like special things, and if I read ahead and then I'll know what will happen. I'll probably enjoy it. It'll be really cool, and I'll enjoy like the next like part 8 Steel Ball Run. But I like watching it in like real time and like having the surprises there. And so I'll be like, oh, well, look at this. Oh, look at that stand user and stuff. That's so cool. But yeah, I might pick up more in the future though, because I love Araki's art, and probably one of my favorite mangakas up there. That means that means an author. And now we have this series called Crazy Food Truck. I just saw this on the shelf one day and I thought it looked pretty neat. Basically about this guy named Gordon and this girl, forgot her name, Arisa. Her name's Arisa. They just go around killing monsters, killing bad guys while making food in his food truck, his crazy ass food truck with guns and stuff. And there's some government stuff going on, there's some story, and it's pretty good. I like it. Oh, I don't know if I could show that. I might have to blur that out. But yeah, as you probably saw, there's some raunchy scenes. Nothing really out of the ordinary, just some like topless stuff. But yeah, it's really cool. I don't know how many volumes there are of these. I heard there wasn't like a lot, maybe, but I'll see for myself when I pick up more. And then we got these big ass books over here. I only got 4. Goodnight Poon Poon, infamous series by Inoue Asano. Here we got 4. Let's go backwards. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I've been really enjoying this manga. I probably up there with one of my favorites, even though I've only read 4. Every time I go to the bookstore and I try and find 5, it's just like not there. So I just have to wait and like find it. But basically, it's about this guy, this little kid named Poon Poon, and we see him as this little like bird guy. And throughout the manga, he gets older. Like he's a little kid here, and then he's in middle school. Gets a little higher. He's in high school. And then like he's like an adult. But basically, it's very relatable and like depressing. And there are some raunchy scenes in like the later books too. But yeah, it's just like how his life is just like out of his control. There's some stuff that he wants to do, he wants to happen, but he doesn't know if he should like do it or like pursue it. And he just keeps going down a spiral of like all these like bad things that like he just doesn't know what to do or like what he wants. He lost like that spark he had as like a kid. And I really want to see what happens later when I pick up the other ones. But yeah, if you like some like deep stories, I do recommend Goodnight Poon Poon. And now we have a relatively new series which I have been loving, absolutely loving. We have Dan to Dan. Only got 2 volumes because they recently just came out with physical, but I have been reading it online. I am all caught up on like chapter 100 and like something. And this, if you haven't read this yet, or you should go ahead and do yourself a favor and read this, like going blind, or you just want to wait for like the eventual anime, which is gonna happen. The girl believes in spirits and stuff, and the boy believes in aliens, and one thing leads to another. They get into a friendship, which could be something romantic, could be something just friends. But they have she has like telekinesis powers, and he has spirit powers, and they fight. They use spirits, the power of the spirits, to fight aliens who try and come take over Earth. And it's very funny, and I love all the art, the 2-page spreads. Yukinobu Tatsu, the author for this, uses so many 2-page spreads in his books and like in his chapters, and it is absolutely glorious. This person was actually a background artist for Tatsuki Fujimoto in one of the Chainsaw Man books. But yeah, every single frame, every single battle, every single character design is beautiful. And like I said before, the 2-page spreads are insane. If you probably saw it online or the recent chapters, it's like, how is this guy even human? And this guy, he comes out with a new chapter weekly. So he's pumping out all this like crazy ass art. And it's not even like every other week or like every other month. It's like every single week is something like baller. So this is up there with one of my top favorite manga. And yeah, you should probably give it a read. And up next, we only have one volume of these two, so I might as well just do it together. We have Haikyuu and Dead Demons DD Destruction. Also, this one's also by Inoue Asano. But Haikyuu, I just wanted to pick this up because I'm a big fan of the anime, and I'm still waiting for that next season, which apparently is going to be a movie, and that's going to be the final thing, so I might just have to pick up the other volumes of Haikyuu and see what they left out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Haikyuu. And then this one is also by the same author of Poon Poon, kind of like the same like aesthetic going on. There's like this schoolgirl, and just like she's kind of like living life. She doesn't know what to do yet or what she wants, which is like a common theme. I hope I'm explaining that right. But I read this and I really enjoyed it. Actually, I like the characters, and I want to pick up more of this. But every time I go, same thing with Poon Poon, I can't find the second book of this. Like, they have 1, and then no 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm just gonna have to be on the lookout for this, but I definitely want to indulge this more. And then we have the first 2 volumes of Berserk, infamous series. Rest in peace, legendary mangaka Kentaro Miura. But I've been like slowly, not even really, I just picked these up on a whim, and I do want to continue this. It is very gory, as expected from Berserk, but it's actually really cool. I actually really dig the monsters and the world, and he's really badass. But I haven't really been like on this series like too much. Even though I keep saying I really want to get into it, but I read this full thing and I still haven't read this, and I don't know. I might just have to sit down one day and just power through it, just willpower, and just read everything. And now let's start a new segment, the Tatsuki Fujimoto corner. Yay! Tatsuki Fujimoto is probably my favorite mangaka of all time. Chainsaw Man is my favorite manga ever in the history of whatever. But yeah, I basically went out and collected every single thing, collectible or manga of Fujimoto I can find because I love his work so much. So let's start. I'll walk you through it. I'll walk you through this in chronological order. Hopefully I'm getting this order right. But first we have his one-shots. Collected into 2 volumes. He has a bunch of one-shots that he made before he actually got a series. So there's like 4 stories in here. You could see his first story, and then like his like very early art, and then like you go to his like last or one shot over here, and you could see that the I don't know if I could show that. You could see the art has really improved, and like he has so much like depth for like character and like all this stuff over here. But yeah, I really enjoyed reading through this and like how he like tells his stories. It's very cool. And if you like Chainsaw Man and you want to see his other works in one shots, I definitely recommend picking these up. But next thing we have in line is Fire Punch. Now Fire Punch, I believe, is his first manga to ever get a series, collected in 9 volumes. I only have oh damn, that's not a good sound. I only have 4 right now. I have 1, 2, 3, and 5. They never have the next volume I need. They only have these other ones, but the one thing I need they don't have. But yeah, basically about this guy named Agni right here. They live in a world where the whole world is covered in snow and ice, and there's these people who have blessings, which is like powers, and he has a regeneration blessing, a very strong one, and he gets hit with someone who has a fire blessing, and basically his fire will not go out no matter what until the fire burns whatever it's burning down to like ashes. So like once you touch this fire or this fire touches something, it's kind of like fucked. It's getting all the way down to ashes. But he gets hit, and because his regeneration is so strong, and he's constantly on fire, constantly in agony, and it's a very cool character design and like amazing art. You can really see how movies. Oh, I don't know. Damn it! I don't know if I can show any of this, but you could see like a lot of inspiration from like movies and stuff because he's a big like movie head. But I really enjoyed this, and this is probably also in my list of like top manga because it's just so damn cool. Oh, and can you tell I'm a Fujimoto head or Fujimoto stan now? And I also love the art on the manga. I mean the art on the manga covers. It's so cool. I think he paints these. Sometimes he paints them, and like sometimes I can tell like he draws them. But it's so like look at this. I love this like manga cover, and like he has like I wish I got the other ones so you guys could see the other ones. But yeah, Fire Punch. And we have the moment everyone's been waiting for. Rest in peace, Chainsaw Man, his next smash hit series, which I think came after Fire Punch. I think so, but he came out with this, and it was just like it just became a big thing. I remember looking on Twitter and just seeing like art every now and then of like these like some like Denji or like this chainsaw character, and I got this was when no one really knew Chainsaw Man, only a good handful. Oh, I might have to blur that out. But I remember checking it out, and I was very intrigued. And this is like the only manga. This might be like the only manga I have read, which didn't have like an anime. So that made it a lot more special because I was like, I'm going on my own and looking at like a new series that I've never seen before. Oh, this is kind of exciting. But then like the whole, I remember diving into it. I think late 2020, early 2021. I remember I was reading it during school, and it was right when part 1 just finished, so I was able to blast through it. Sorry, I can't talk. And it ended up being one of my favorite manga of all time. It's just so cool. It's gritty. It's horny. It's violent. It's deep. It's funny. It's all these things that I love and more. If you're probably one of my friends, then you know I love Chainsaw Man. If you've probably seen my channel, there's a lot of Chainsaw Man content. But yeah, and I'm enjoying part 2. Part 2 is very, very cool. I can't wait to start collecting it when it gets physical releases. And yeah, it's dope. Oops, I almost forgot to show this right here. We have Chainsaw Man Buddy Stories. This is a little like spin-off. Not really spin-off, it's pretty canon. But it's a novel, actually, a light novel to go with the Chainsaw Man books. It's written by Sakaku Hishikawa, but it has like these like, it still has art from Fujimoto like you just saw, and like just these like short but sweet stories, and it's really cool. I actually still haven't read it yet, but look, this also comes with like a little like poster. I think you can like take it out of the book, but I'll just keep it in. And like, yeah, look at that. Look how cool that is. So you have the 11 volumes of Chainsaw Man Part 1, and you got Buddy Stories. That's pretty cool. And I love this art of like Denji in power. It's very cute. But before Chainsaw Man Part 2 started, in the middle of him writing it, he actually took the time to write 2 more one-shots. We have Look Back and Goodbye Eri. And yeah, oh wait, no, there was also another one-shot. There was another one-shot that I think it was called Please Listen. That was the one I was writing. He wrote 3 one-shots between Part 1 and Part 2. Look Back, Goodbye Eri, and I think Please Listen. Please Listen didn't get a physical release, I believe, but that one's also really good, and you should really check that out. But Look Back, this is a very cool story about these two middle school or elementary school girls who want to grow up and be manga artists. And there's a sudden turn that it takes, which gets very emotional, and like you can really love his way of storytelling with like no dialogue. Like, oh, I just saw that this like panel right here, like you don't even need words or any dialogue to understand how she's feeling in this moment, and you'll know when you read it. But this is a great one shot by him, and this is probably Goodbye Eri is probably my favorite one shot from Fujimoto. Basically about this this kid who wants to make a movie, and he meets this girl who wants to help him make a movie, and there's also another sudden turn. It gets very emotional, and it's very cool. And what I love is that you can see every page is only like 4 panels, and it's kind of like, so you could see it's actually like shot like a movie. It feels like you're watching like a movie film, like, you know, it was like that strip you put in like the little like movie player or whatever, and that's very cool. I really love this one. The way he shows like the little like details, it shows like it looks like the camera's moving, and these little like motion lines. It's so cool, and like just look at this. You don't need a lot of words to tell like a great story if you could just like show what you want to show. And yeah, those are his one shots, and I think that wraps it up for the Tatsuki Fujimoto corner. So yeah. Up next we have a real beefy boy, Devilman, the classic collection. By Gonagai. Basically, like a lot of people, I watched Devilman Crybaby and cried and felt empty. I might have to blur that out. I just saw that, but I went to go pick this up, and it's really cool. I love like the demon designs, and I love Gonagai's like the early 90s art, and it's very this one's also very like gritty, very violent. Sometimes they show boobies, ooh boobies, but this one is really cool, and I might just get the second classic collection just so I can have like the full series. But yeah, now we have only one volume of Gintama. I'm so sorry. Only one volume of Gintama. Gintama, if you didn't know, is actually my favorite anime of all time. It used to be Ray Zero or like JoJo, but after watching Gintama, and like I'm still going through it, I'm like nearing the end, I can safely say Gintama is my favorite anime. But yeah, I just saw this on the shelf one day, and I actually didn't know they had a physical release for some reason. I don't know why that thought crossed my mind, but I saw it and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So I decided just to pick up the first volume. I don't know if I'll get the other volumes. I know there's a lot of them, but yeah, this is very cool to have. Also, like, I think I'm showing it right here. At the end of this volume, it shows like his famous one shot, which I didn't know was like really famous. That Hideki Sorachi himself was saying that his one shot at the end got like developed into like many like school plays, which is really cool. And I might just read this one shot later today actually. So yeah, Gintama is very slept on for the anime. It's still not, for being around for so long, it's still not as like mainstream, but that's kind of like the charm of it. So if you're bored and you have no other like anime to watch, and you feel like you want to get into another long series that's funny and like serious when it needs to be serious, emotional when it needs to be emotional, and all around like goofy and just like brightens your day, please watch Gintama. Up next, we have a series from this person, Yuki Kawaguchi, who used to be a My Hero Academia assistant. This series is called Hunter's Guild Red Hood. I actually haven't read this yet, I'm sorry, but from what I've seen and stuff, the art looks really cool, and the characters and the concept is really cool. But sadly, this is the one thing I know about it, it got canceled, and it only has 3 volumes. So I have the first 2 right here, and then one more, and then that's it. It's only 3 volumes, and it got canceled because of poor sales, I think, which is really sad. You definitely see the potential in this series. This actually could have been a really big hit, but poor sales really messed this one up, which is very sad. I wish there was like more. And I think the author wrote the ending in a way where like the story like loops, so it's a pretty like bittersweet ending to this. But yeah, if you know, you know. Red Hood. Yeah, the Oshinoko manga. I just picked this up on a whim because I just saw it on the shelf, and I was like, you know what? I didn't really have interest in collecting this manga, but I like collecting manga for the sake of collecting mangas, so I'll just get it. And yeah, but everyone probably knows this by now, because the anime, which I watched for the first time, and I actually really love, and I really can't wait for season 2. But so if the opportunity ever arises, I might get more Oshinoko volumes. But I've been hearing some stuff down the grapevine that something might be happening in the story that people don't like, and I kind of hope that it's not true, because this is really good. I really like it. I really like looking at the entertainment business as someone who wants to get in that business one day in the future. This is a really cool series, also by the same I think the same author as Love is War, so yeah, that's cool. Then we have 1 volume of Nichijou, pretty popular anime. I remember watching it when I was younger, and it was just balls to the wall, crazy. I loved every moment of it. It was so funny, and I missed this show very much. I wish there was a season 2. I don't know what is going on with the manga. I've been hearing some stuff that there might be a new volume coming out after all these years. But yeah, if you know Nichijou, you know Nichijou. It's very funny, very random, and it's just like these like schoolgirls or high school kids, or just like an ordinary life of high schoolers doing random stuff. It's super. There's not really anything else I could say besides it's super funny and cute and quirky, and we just want more. Just give us more Nichijou. And then I might as well get these 2 out of the way, because I don't know how much I can show this. But now we have only 1 volume of Prison School. And I never watched the anime. I knew it was like it was kind of ecchi, like ECCHI. Sorry, I can't spell. I lost my spelling bee. But yeah, I know there's like some like nudity in it, some boobs and stuff. So I just decided to pick it up, and I did not know how funny it was. It was actually pretty funny. I can't really flip through the book or show the back because of monetization reasons. But yeah, it's basically about these 4 boys who decide to enroll into an all-girls school because they just after all these years, they finally allowed the boys to come in. But only 4 boys decided to enroll. So there's only 4 boys in this school of every single like good-looking cute girl. And then they do something that gets them in trouble, where they're like trying to sneak into the girls' shower. Ooh, girl shower. But yeah, they get caught, and they get put in the school's prison, aka prison school. Yeah, it's like they're in the prison. And yeah, there's a lot of perverted scenes, a lot of sexy scenes, a lot of funny scenes. It was very funny, and the art goes so hard. I did not realize how like amazing and detailed like the art is in here. I wonder if this guy has ever drew hentai. I might have to check that out later. And next we have Gigant. I think I should be okay showing this cover if I just don't open the book, or like I think I could turn it around. Yeah, okay. If I just don't open the book, I should be okay. This should be like enough. But yeah, I'll just put my hands over it a little bit. But yeah, Gigant, by the same author of Gantz, which is also another manga I want to get into. I heard Gantz is really good, but I saw this one because I every time I go and pick up manga, I try and get new books that I haven't like heard before or whatever. It's just like a new series. So I saw this one, I'm like, oh, it's by the same creator of Gantz, I'll check it out. And this one is really cool. I definitely wanna finish this series because this one's really interesting. Basically about there's this like high school kid who's like a moviegoer, and which I already like anyway. I'm a big movie head because Fujimoto made me one. But yeah, a high schooler he's trying to make a movie. He's trying to make a movie and stuff, and he ends up meeting this girl who ends up being his favorite porn star. So he's like starstruck meeting his favorite like porn star. Like just imagine that. Just imagine you're going out, you're walking on the street, and like you just meet this famous porn star that like you've been following for like so long, and then you become friends with her. So they become friends, but like she has like this power to like grow after like a mysterious like stranger just like stuck something on her for like no reason. It was like so random, but then she has this ability to like grow in size, and like they're just like trying to figure out like what like they should do with that. Is this like a good thing or bad thing, and like are they still gonna do their movie, or like I don't know. We have to read the other volumes to find out. But yeah, it is pretty raunchy in this one too. Art goes super hard as expected from the author of Gantz, and yeah, there's some boobies and stuff in it, and yeah, it's really cool. Now we have I think I can do 2 in 1 here. We have Witch Hat Atelier and Go Go Loser Ranger. 2 of these books I didn't have time to read yet, so I'm very sorry, but I've heard a lot of good stuff about both these 2. Go Go Loser Ranger, I think the premise is, I don't know that much, but it's like this like evil villain or a henchman, like one of the lackeys of an evil villain who tries to be like more, like he wants to be more than just like a lackey. I think he either wants to be a hero or a bigger villain. I have no idea. I haven't read this yet, but I will one day. But I picked this up because I love the superhero like aesthetic, all that like Power Ranger or like Kamen Rider stuff. I love those like costumes and stuff and like that premise. So I decided to pick it up because if, I don't know, if I read it, I might actually like it and collect it all. But now we have Witch Hat Atelier, which which is very, very cute from what I've seen. I haven't read it yet, but I love the art here. You could see, and apparently this author also does covers for like Marvel and DC comics, which is also very cool. But like this art style is very different from like all like the typical Shonen Jump stuff like you've seen or I've seen, and it's so cute and magical, and it really scratches that itch of I guess a cool series. But yeah, I definitely want to sit down and read this one day. I just haven't had the time. But yeah, Witch Hat Atelier and Go Go Loser Ranger. Next up, we have a horror manga. The only one I have is PTSD Radio. This one's pretty infamous online. A lot of people know about it, I'm pretty sure. And you've probably seen a lot of YouTubers talk about a bunch of horror manga, and PTSD Radio was always on that list. And you could see here I'm showing some pretty creepy imagery and stuff. But one cool gimmick I saw about this is that like each chapter kind of like abruptly ends, and it's kind of like to simulate you switching channels when you're listening to like a radio. So there's like all these different stories going on, and you keep like switching like through them to see which ones like interest you. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and I definitely want to sit down and read this. I actually haven't had the time to read this yet. But one cool fact about this, or maybe not so cool, it's just one interesting fact about PTSD Radio, was the author Masaki Nakayama. He said himself that he couldn't finish writing this book or drawing this book because every time he tried to draw or write, every time he tried to continue the story, something crazy, like he would have like a crazy ass experience that would stop him from continuing this horror series. So I think he was saying that like he tried to sit down and work, and like his assistants would like go home like sick, and he would never hear from them again. They would just like disappear, like he doesn't know what happened to them. And other times like he felt like sick writing. He got like very like sick. I think he sometimes when he was like drawing, he felt like burn marks or like scratches on him, which is like actually like it adds like a whole like different element or a whole nother element of like horror. Like whoa, like this might be like really evil. And I hope I'm getting those facts right, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And because there are only like 3 volumes of this, I believe. But yeah, I definitely want to have the time to sit down and read this. This is very interesting. And last but not least, we have Ranma Half, a pretty well-known series, if you know it, by Rumiko Takahashi, who's also done Urusei Yatsura and Inuyasha. But I just decided to pick this up on a whim, because I knew about Ranma Half, but I never really like knew that much about it or like knew the premise. I just like saw the girl or the boy, and this is it's pretty cute. It's what do you expect. I actually didn't expect a lot of like boobs in this. I hope I didn't just pass by some where, and I might, yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah, we have to censor that. Oh, thank God. But yeah, basically about a boy. This is the boy, and this is the father. Sorry if I'm spoiling it, but they get dropped, or they fell into this like cursed lake while they were like training, and the father fell into a lake. Which turned him into a panda every time he touched like water or like cold water. And then the girl, the boy Ranma, he turns into a girl every time he touches cold water, and they have to touch hot water to turn back, and then they meet these other girls who hijinks ensue. Or we're in high school. Oh, what am I gonna do? I'm a boy, but I look like a girl. All that stuff, and it's very cute, very charming. I really like it. I actually might pick up all the other volumes for this, but yeah, I'm halfway through this one, and yeah, Ranma Half. But yeah, that is all of my books in my manga collection. I'm just showing some personal favorites that I like looking at the covers, or every time I walk by them on my way to my computer. But yeah, if you have any more manga recommendations that you are currently enjoying, please leave them down in the comments below and let me know. If I have to recommend some, I definitely recommend Dead Demons DD Destruction. Sorry, I have it upside down. Dead Demons DD Destruction. Definitely recommend that. Definitely recommend Dan to Dan. I can tell that when this gets animated, this will be like the next big thing, the next like big shonen thing. Is this? Yeah, it is shonen. This is like gonna be. This might have a big boom like Chainsaw Man. I really believe. And then yeah, just Chainsaw Man. If you haven't caught up, I'm sorry because of all like the spoilers you are probably seeing on the internet. The fans love talking about everything and not even to put a spoiler warning, so I'm sorry on their behalf. I am not one of them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you liked it. See ya.